After my sister went off to college, I thought I was lucky to have the house to myself. I might have been a bit too old to still be living at home, but it would be stupid to say no to free rent and groceries. Anyways, I wasn't too big on parties, so one night I had my girlfriend over to chill for a while. Mom was out of town for a conference and had mentioned that my sister would be coming home soon, but she hadn't told me when. Because of that, I figured I would have privacy. My girlfriend left pretty early. Her roommate was having a meltdown or something and needed help. I offered to help her out, but she told me she could take care of it and left around 10. It was just me, and I was a bit buzzed from the 3 beers I had put back. I put on a movie and sank into the couch. In the process, I had another 2 beers and was starting to actually feel it. A few hours later, something scraped against the patio near the front door. I sat up a bit, too out of it to pay much attention. The doorknob jiggled, then clicked, and the door swung open. I immediately relaxed. The door was locked, so only a family member could get in. I called out, thinking it was Mom, but whoever it was didn't respond. With a grunt and more effort than I was hoping to put in, I turned to find the figure at the door. It was pretty dark, so I couldn't get a good look at them, but it was a woman, much thinner than Mom. Her hair was longer, too, and she dragged something behind her. I realized it must have been my sister. Before I could say hello, she lumbered up the stairs, the bag she dragged thudding against each step. By that point, I could barely keep my eyes open, so I decided to meet my sister in the morning and crash on the couch. I didn't sleep for long. A bit past midnight, I heard banging in the kitchen, like someone was rummaging through all the cabinets and chucking whatever they didn't like to the floor. Now that I was up, I saw my phone lit up with a message. I picked it up and saw a text message from my mom. She was asking me if I could pick up my sister at the train station the next morning. I shot a text back, telling her my sister was already there. The noises continued in the kitchen. When I got a reply, it made a loud ding, and the kitchen went silent. Mom had messaged me that my sister had just updated her from a hotel 50 miles from me. I panicked, knowing that the person in the kitchen was a complete stranger. Footsteps slowly approached me, dragging on the hard wood and squeaking. I jumped off and faced the kitchen, the person rounded the corner into the living room. The only light came from the TV. Her face was lit up a ghost-like blue. She was disgustingly thin with sunken eyes and missing patches of hair. She had a container filled with forgotten leftover soup that she shoveled into her mouth with her bare hands. I sprinted to the hallway and heard her slowly trailing behind. I locked myself in the bathroom and backed against the far wall. I could see her dirty feet through the gap between the door and the floor. It was quiet for a bit. I could only hear my own breath. Then she started giggling. For nearly a minute, she giggled to herself, but her laughter turned to tears. She was pressed against the door, sobbing and banging her head against the wood. I texted Mom that there was someone dangerous in the house, then called the police. While I waited in the darkness, she started whispering nonsense through the crack in the door. Finally, I heard sirens from outside, and the woman took off down the hall. After an hour, the cops knocked on the bathroom door and told me it was okay to come out again. A few days later, I was told by the police that the woman was homeless and mentally ill after years of drug abuse. They had found her and put her in an institution. Since then, I haven't had a single good night of sleep. Now, every time I hear someone come through the front door, I grab onto one of the many weapons I've hidden around the house and clutch it to my chest, until I know for a fact there's someone I can trust.